Good evening, everyone. My name is Tom. I'm one of the volunteers. Is anybody here for the very first time? Wow. Oh, there you go. Well, welcome. I have a few announcements before we get to our teaching, and hopefully I won't take up too much time to get in the way of Geshe-la's talk. So first of all, if you haven't already silenced your cell phones, please do so at this time. We invite you to join us for our weekly Tuesday evening events with Medicine Buddha practice at 6 and the public talk at 7 p.m., which you're here for tonight. Next week on Tuesday evening, Geshe Phende will speak on the 37 practices of a bodhisattva, part 7. Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m., the Drepung and Loseling monks conduct evening prayers for His Holiness the Dalai Lama's long life and other teachers. On Thursdays at 4:30, the Drepung and Loseling monks conduct the Protector Puja for smooth journeys, successive interviews and medical treatments, new businesses, etc. Our popular 5-class foundation series continues March the 14th. That's going to be on Vipassana meditation, cultivating personal insight into our inner world of thoughts, reactions, and emotions. On special insight meditation for gaining insight into one's body, sensations, mind, and mental processes through the application of skillful mindfulness. This series is a prerequisite for the intermediate series and other retreats. The intermediate series should be starting in July, so this is preparation for that. Join the Drepung and Loseling monks on their Mystical Arts of Tibet tour through this Sunday at Quang Minh Temple, one of Atlanta's oldest Buddhist temples in historic Grant Park, for a mandala sand painting live exhibition. Tomorrow, Wednesday, at 7 p.m., the monks will lead an Avalokiteshvara Puja, followed by a Dharma talk with our resident teacher, Geshe Phende. The closing ceremony for the sand mandala is Sunday at 1:30 p.m. And if you haven't ever been to a closing ceremony for a sand mandala, I highly recommend it. They spend all these hours and hours making this beautiful mandala like this, something that, it'll be a different one, but along that line. And then they sacredly destroy it and pass out sand for your blessings, and then they put sand into a local waterway to bless the environment and to spread that blessing on. So anyway, I highly recommend that. If you're interested in becoming a member to support our ongoing programs and take advantage of benefits like discounts on courses and retreats, applications are available in the library and also online. All this that I've talked about is available at drepung.org if you want to check that up afterwards. And then finally, there's a donation box near the entrance to this room. Your generous support helps us continue to offer programs and services like this to our Atlanta community and to those around the world through the online platforms. Now, if you'll please stand to as we welcome Geshe Phende.
So today actually is the full moon day. According to the lunar calendar, it's the first month of the full moon. And from the Buddhist perspective, this is the day where Buddha shows many miracles to compete with the non-Buddhist scholar. So it's called the Miracle Day. In Tibetan tradition, all the monks and nuns usually they're gathering and they're doing special prayer called Merlam festivals. So sometime 10 days or at least 3 days they're doing this prayer. So today is the actual full moon day. So this is very auspicious. The first full moon, and this year we can study one of the very important Buddha's teaching on 37 practices of Bodhisattva. That's coincident. So it's kind of this is kind of auspicious. So because of this special day, one of the most important to remember Buddha, it's not just as a story of the Buddha's, his story. Mainly remember his teaching. His teaching, there are variety teachings around there, but one of the most important teaching is the understanding ultimate truth, the philosophy. That's the very, very unique philosophy. And as a practitioner, it's very, very important to study this philosophy called Madhyamika philosophy, the middle way school's philosophy. It's tremendous help us to change or to reduce one of the most, what you call, difficult mental affliction, destructive emotion called mind of self-grasping. It's one of the most difficult destructive emotion to overcome. This is the mind which, according to the Buddhist psychology also, is the fundamental causes of all our destructive emotions like anger, attachment, jealousy, arrogance. All of this destructive emotion, the root causes is mind of ego grasping or self-grasping. So in order to overcome mind of self-grasping, just prayer, recite mantra, offering, that's not enough. That alone is not going to change. We need to understand what is the truth. And in order to understanding that truth, you have to understanding the philosophy. You need to understanding the logic. And these are the one helps to go much deeper, level of the phenomena. So right now, what we see, right, its reality is not exist that way, right? In our mind, it appears something, but in the reality, do they truly exist that way? Of course not. That's called the ignorance, wrong consciousness. So these wrong consciousness are the one who creates attachment, anger, jealousy, all the mental afflictions. All these mental afflictions, the destructive emotions, when you really investigate, some of you may study the Western psychologies or Eastern psychology or Buddhist psychology, then you can investigate reference to the attachment. So the attachment, the mind who attach to the objects, and that object appear to that attachment, do they really exist that way, or something not, something different way? So when you investigate, you can find it, many things which appear to our mind, it's not like that way. So we have lots of misunderstanding, misperception. So these misperception, called the wrong consciousness, ignorance, are the fundamental causes of our problem, right? That we suffer because of these wrong consciousness. Living with these wrong consciousness, its effect to our decisions become wrong. Because decision, everything comes from our mind. If the mind is wrong, of course it can affect a decision. Well, wrong, mistake. When you make a wrong decision, your actions comes after your decision, right? Your action will turn into wrong. So that's how, wrong action, Buddhist saying karma, actions, leads your life wrong place, right? You do wrong thing, it can take you to the wrong place, called samsara, which means suffering of cyclic existence. That's how today we are, right? We're born into this samsara, suffering of cyclic existence, this mundane life. It's nobody punish us. Nobody put us into down there. It's our own ignorance, our own misperception. As the human beings, we all want to live happy. We all want to go to one of the best realms, right? That's our desire. But we're not getting there. We always end it up to something, miserable realms. Why? That's the wrong consciousness, right? Ignorance. So to get rid of this ignorance, simple prayer, something like believing something or worshipping, this is not going to change it, right? But I'm not telling this is rubbish. I myself always doing prayers and recite mantra. But this alone is not going to change. Real change, the wisdom. You need to understand what is the truth, right? When you know what is the truth, your realization, your knowledge will change your misperception, your wrong consciousness. That's the way. There's no any other way to get rid of this. Doesn't matter how powerful person around there. Of course, they cannot take it out. Our ignorance? Of course not, right? Nobody. Sometimes we involved with the religious faith. We just believe something. Sometimes our belief is going over the reality. So I think that's the problem. In the reality, we are suffering right now, right? So that suffering comes from your own ignorance. To get rid of this ignorance, you need to understand what is the truth. So truth is many different levels. So the fundamental, the truth according to Buddhist philosophy called ultimate truth. Ultimate truth, which means how things exist. We are not talking about flower, bell, this. Same thing is all of these things exist, yes? Human beings exist, flower exists, everything exists, right? We can experience, no doubt. But how things exist? How did that exist? Very difficult to understand that. So we study to try to understand how things exist. Each different philosopher, the teacher, has different kind of the idea, right? So among there's one very smart teacher come, Gautam Buddha Shakyamuni. It's been more than 2,500-600 years ago, right? Very scholar, very smart. Because many people, when they think about the Buddha Shakyamuni, something God or something powerful, some miracle. Of course not. We're not looking on that perspective. As a Buddhist, we're looking Buddha as an excellent teacher. We rely on him as a learn to study from him. What he taught us, right? He's talking about how things exist. So when you read his middle way philosophy. One philosophy, one view may not serve to entire humanities, because we have a different brain, different brain structures. So that's why variety of philosophy he taught us. Among there, one of the major from the Buddhists, we have 4 different tenets, school. There are 4 different philosophies, right? Among there, one of the highest called middle way school, Madhyamika school. It's more difficult, but if you really understand that, then way of you seeing this world, way of you believing this world is absolutely changed. What we see is truly, actually, it's not that way. It's a different way to exist. So that's why here we, what you call celebrating for Buddha's miracle day means actually we try to appreciate study the teaching on this very profound philosophy. So in order to appreciate that, first you have to know what this philosophy is. What is the purpose of that? How much is benefit? How profound these are. Right? That's most important part. So that's why when we appreciate the Buddha, it's mainly to understanding his teaching, the philosophy where he taught us really, really deep. So that is why celebrating, celebration for Buddha means we meditate on what he taught about this, among hundreds of things around there, but on one thing, the philosophy, middle way school's philosophy, which means how things exist. Things exist, right? Things exist, what? Empty of inherent existence. Things not exist independently, inherently. Everything exists relatively, dependently. So what that means? That means anything when you try to find from the object side, you cannot find anything from the object. Without investigate, you say, oh, this is singing ball, right? This is the mug, this is the bell, this is the flower. Of course, its function, flower, is singing ball's function as a singing ball. But when you investigate, do singing ball exist from object side? To try to investigate, you cannot find anything from there, right? This is not singing ball. This is not singing ball. You go each particles, each parts, right? When you try to investigate, you cannot find anything from there. What you're looking, you will not going to find that. You find something else, right? You look this flower, try to pinpoint it ended up one is a petal, right? This is not that flower, right? Then petal, you investigate, it ended up with one of the particle of their own parts. That particle, when you investigate, it ended up its own parts of the particle. You keep going, keep going. You never find partless of particle. How much small particle you investigate, you're still breakable. There is no any partless of particle, right? It's the logically you can prove it. Sometimes technology, you can go limited. Eventually you cannot divide it, too small. But the logic, you can keep going. So there are the reason why there is no partless of particles, right? So through those reasons, what is the main purpose? Main purpose is we try to understanding how things exist. And when you know the true reality of phenomena, that knowledge, that wisdom helps you to change your misperception. For instance, when you feel very angry to this guy, they did something blah, 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 right? You said, this is the guy. For you, it's something there, solid there. I can grab it. That appear, right? But when you really investigate to this guy, is his nose is him? His mouth is him. If you investigate, you cannot find anything from there. So where you hate where? You cannot find anything. So knowing that things are empty of inherent existence tremendous helps you to control your destructive emotions, your anger, jealousy, arrogance, all kind of these destructive emotions. That's the purpose of studying philosophy. It's not just academic knowledge. First we study, eventually you implement it. That's called meditate. Our goal is to overcome your mental afflictions. That's the goal. According to the Buddha's idea, as a human being, we all want to live happy in peace, no doubt. Right? Everybody, whatever we're doing is for sake of happiness. Any religious faith or anything you adopt, you believe it. You adopt it for sake of happiness, of course. Among the many great teachers come showing different idea, what is the Gautam Buddha Shakyamuni's idea of happiness? His idea of happiness is all the problem today you have, the suffering you have, is caused by your mental afflictions, your negative emotions, your destructive emotions. So happiness, which means when you are free from your destructive emotion, then you can experience happiness, because none of things can hurt you. Who hurting you? My anger, my attachment, my jealousy. If you do not have anger, right, then it's not going to hurt you. Somebody, they shout you, whatever they shout, if you really don't feel any anger to this guy, whatever they shout, it didn't hurt you anything, right? So who suffer us one's own destructive emotion. So when you are free from your destructive emotion, freedom of your destructive emotion is from the Buddhist perspective, happiness. That's called the happiness. Either you say heaven, enlightenment, all kind of fancy words, we use it. What does that really mean? It really means freedom of your attachment, cessation of your anger, cessation of your jealousy, cessation of all your destructive emotions is your ultimate happiness. That's your heaven, you can call enlightenment, Buddhahood, right? So these kind of cessation comes when you're understanding the philosophy, the true ultimate truth. Then when you understanding the ultimate truth, then you knowing all your mental afflictions are the something, grasping, apprehending something which is completely wrong and mistake. When you know yourself this is wrong, then of course you will not going to believe that, right? If you're not believing on these things, it not creates you too much emotions. It changed that way. So that is why ultimate happiness, the emptiness, which is Buddhist, one of the most important meditation, emptiness called the shunyata, why it is important is because of that. This wisdom of emptiness is the one of the most powerful wisdom who can able to overcome all your wrong perception, all your mental affliction. Therefore, this meditation is, we believe, as one of the most important. But this meditation, not easy. I mentioned earlier, this philosophy is very, very complicated. Very complicated. It's not easy at all. Maybe some of you, today, in the modern education, you may, studying quantum physics. I don't know quantum physics. His Holiness the Dalai Lama is always advising us as people who educated in the modern educations. understanding the quantum physics definitely helps to understanding the Buddhist explanation of emptiness. It's to makes more easier to sense. So therefore, what you call study the philosophy is very important. Therefore, beginning of the teaching, I just give you little important message to remember the Buddha Shakyamuni, how important that teacher is, and how powerful his teachings are, and how deep philosophy. The majority, the Buddhists who do not know the Buddha's teaching actually. You can go popular, there's hundreds of Buddhists, like, for instance, the Tibetan, where I born, 99 people are Buddhist, right? Majority don't know Buddhism. They have a culture of reciting prayer, mantra, or Buddhist by culture, not Buddhist by philosophy. So that is why not knowing proper philosophy, Buddhist psychology, Buddhist logic, so it's not that much helps them to change their attachment, their anger, their destructive emotion. Even they've been practiced for decades and decades, but the destructive emotion, not that much change. Because of not knowing that much, they do not know how to change them. Right? You have to have tool. That's why we're learning Buddha Dharma, Buddha's teaching. We learn doesn't mean, I learned the prayer, I learned the mantra. Learning Buddha's teaching, which means learning this, how to overcome your anger. What kind of philosophy, showing these emotions are wrong, mistake. All this philosophy, right? That's studying on this philosophy, we call study Buddha Dharma. So therefore, some people have misunderstanding. Buddha Dharma means something ritual or prayer or mantra or all this, just the things which can see, things like that, ritual. This is just surface, and these things can change. Each different country can change a little bit through their culture, tradition. It's very complicated, but the real, it's not that real, the philosophy things, because our target is our own mental affliction, right? That's our target. We suffer because of our mental affliction. And your mental afflictions, your ignorance, your destructive emotion, you are the only the person can change. Nobody will change for you, right? That's why as a Buddhist, the Buddha is saying this is, you are your own master. Things depend upon you. It's absolutely self-responsibility, right? So these kind of idea, right, comes from Buddha Shakyamuni. Therefore, today his special day, we should remember him through understanding on this idea. So now, before we start the teaching, as usual, we're doing here some kind of meditation and prayer here. So the first we're reciting the mantra of the Heart Sutra. So during the recitation, this mantra, that's why I mentioned we're supposed to be meditate on emptiness, apply to oneself. So if you do not know the emptiness, during the reciting the mantra, you just investigate yourself. Where I am, right? You always have sense of I, right? I want to be this, I want to be that. I'm stressed, I'm fear, I'm worried, I'm happy. Where is that I? Is this body you're talking about? This mind you are talking about? Or that emotions you have been talking about? Where is it? So just try to investigate. This is also on the way to the emptiness meditation. So at least investigate oneself. So majority people who know this philosophy, so you can meditate on emptiness, recite the mantra. Tayata gate gate paragate parasangate bodhidharma soha tayata gati gati paragati parasangati bodhisoha 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 tayata gati gati paragati parasangati bodhisoha. Now next is the meditation on four immeasurables, which means immeasurable love, compassion, joyfulness, equanimity. So when we recite this prayer, we have to meditate. Meditate means you have to feel from your heart. When we say, may all beings have happiness, you sincerely wish every beings, including the people you don't like them, right? You wish them to have happiness. You wish them to be free from suffering. You wish them to find the joy that has never known suffering. You wish them to be free from the attachment and anger, because the attachment and anger creates them bias, unequal mind, biased mind. So that biased mind creates unequal societies. So that's why it's called equanimity. So we're going to recite this prayer 3 times together with meditation on four immeasurables. May all beings have happiness. May they be free from suffering. May they find the joy that has never known suffering. May they be free from attachments and hatred. May all beings have happiness. May they be free from suffering. May they find the joy that has never known suffering. May they be free from attachments and hatred. May all beings have happiness. May they be free from suffering. May they find the joy that has never known suffering. May they be free from attachments and hatred. Next is mandala offerings. So when we recite this prayer, your merit, your virtues, you visualize as a universe, then offer to the teacher and requesting him, please teach me. And then the purpose of receiving teaching is to overcome one's own destructive emotion, and through that achieve oneself to achieve enlightenment, Buddhahood. Purpose of achieving Buddhahood is to benefit to entire beings, called bodhicitta, awakening mind. So that's, you need to set up the intention. Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniyatayami. Okay, so before the teaching, we have few prayer and meditation we do here. It's actually as the person who teach or the people who listen, we all need to have very good intention. So if intention is something wrong, then whatever you receive the teaching will not going to benefit you. So that is why all this prayer we meditate is to make sure you're listening this, learning this Dharma is out of good intention. The best intention is, I mentioned, bodhicitta, awakening mind, to benefit to entire beings. At least as intention is to overcome one's own ignorance, one's own destructive emotions. So when you have that kind of intention, whatever you learn, you use that for sake of overcome your ignorance, overcome your ego, arrogant attachment. You can able to apply on that way. Otherwise, when you learn so much things, you may understand many philosophies. Then purpose of understanding the philosophy, instead of reducing your attachment and ego, it may create you more ego. It may create you more attachments, right? Oh, I know this, I'm that. Then too much arrogance, too much ego. So that didn't help you. It's increased more destructive emotion. That's why the first, set up the good intention. So today, this text, 37 Practices of Bodhisattva by Geshe Togme Zangpo, it's late 13th century, one of the Tibetan master. So today we are in stanza 5, right? We are in stanza 5. So it's still not the actual practice. These are still part of the preliminary practice, right? So stanza 5, it says in Tibetan first, Kangda Trogna Tusum Pel Gyurshin, Tesam Gombe Chawa Nyam Gyurpa, Chamda Nying Meper Gyurchepe, Tronye Pangwa, Geshe Laklins. When you keep their company, your 3 poisons increase. Your activities of hearing, thinking, and meditating decline. And they make you lose your love and compassion. Give up bad friends. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. So the practitioner, if you want to success your practice, you have to give up your bad friends, bad influence. So that when you surrounded by the very bad friends, negative friends, then always influence you, right? Negative way. So then these are the one obstruct you, not, it will obstruct to go to the right path. It will take you to the wrong paths. So because of the beginner, initial practitioner, if you have not confidence, if yourself is not fully, stable on practice, you are very much dependent on your environments, friends. Then friends will take you to the completely wrong place, right? So for instance, as a teenagers, when you are not that much experience in your life, your friends are the one who can easily influence you. So as a parents, they always make sure your children go with the right people, right friends. Otherwise, it can become easily turned into the, negative persons, wrong persons. For instance, if you always go with a person who wants to smoke every day, slowly you will become a smokers, right? If you always go with a person who always wants to drink and wants to use what you call these drugs, then yourself slowly becoming, alcoholism, then slowly drugs issues, all of these things. So slowly it influences you. So that is why stay away with the bad friends, right? As a practitioner, it's important. So one of the preliminary practice in order to achieve your final goal, so you always check the friends where you stay with them. Make sure these are the right friends, right? So therefore this stanza 50, saying bad friends, right, the wrong friends, what that mean? Right? What's the definition of the wrong friend? I'm talking here from the Buddhist practitioners, right? Wrong friend in a different way. For the practitioner, Buddhist practitioner, serious practitioner, here saying when you keep their company, your three poisons increase. So your three poisons, which are attachment, anger, ignorance, these are called three poisons, right? So internal poisons. When you take the poison, what is it going to do? It hurts you, right? It creates you suffering. So we always stay away with the poisons. Similarly, anger, attachments, ignorance, what they're going to do? This destructive emotion hurts you, harms you, destroying you. So people who are not that much educated about the emotion, who don't understanding the proper destructive emotion, they do not know your anger will hurt you, your attachment will hurt you, your ignorance are the causes of suffering. They do not know these things. That is why today majority people, right, they do not know your attachments are the one who hurts you. Your anger is the one who creates you suffering. They do not know that. So not knowing this destructive emotion, therefore anger, attachment, ignorance, oftenly, we utilizing them in part of our life. We're always using these three emotions. Living with these three poison mind was the result. Majority people suffer by stress, fear, worry, right? Depressions, anxiety. Most of our mental problem today we have is caused by attachments. But it's not easy to understand. These are not easy. You have to go deeper level to research, investigate. It's not just simple things, this is yellow, yes, this is yellow. It's not like that. It's the deeper level. These are the emotion. When we talk about the mind, the consciousness, this subject is very difficult because it is invisible, right? It's invisible phenomena. We cannot see these things. These are hidden down there. So that is why the subject of the mind, the consciousness, the emotions are very difficult. Therefore, many of us, we do not know which kind of emotions are the good, which kind of bads, and how much it hurts us, what this mind is functioning as. Many of these things we are completely blind. We don't know that. That's why mentally majority peoples suffer mental suffering. Majorities suffering these mental issues. We have this because we do not know how to take care of that. So therefore, here just right now, they're not talking each of these destructive emotion, but here introducing there bad friends, means friends who influence you to increase too much attachment, too much greed, too much anger, too much ignorance. Then those friends are not good. What they're going to do, it can create you more problem in the future, because living with those people, these destructive emotions becoming more active. You're becoming more familiar with this. This destructive emotion remains stronger, longer. Each of these destructive emotions remain longer and stronger. What they're going to do? These emotions, first is it's a mental destruction. It disturbs your peace of your mind. Disturbs your mental destruction. Slowly, slowly, it can affect your physical behavior, your speech. Everything slowly, slowly is turned into negative, wrong, mistake. Right? Then you ended up with the big problems. Right? So, telling lie, violence, right? Gossiping, all of these behave, stealing, killing, all of these behavior come from where? Causes inside there, either you too much anger, either you have too much attached to things, so in order to have them, you lie them. In order to have them, you steal these things. All kind of behave these things comes, right? So these destructive emotion, slowly your actions will turn into wrong, mistake. Then when you act wrong, then you ended up to the wrong place, right? That's how it is. So these final, all of these result you already suffer now. That's the result. But before that, what are the causes of this result? These three poison minds are the causes. So before the result, you need to change the causes. If you don't change the causes, all the result already there, it's too late. Now nothing to do. It's too late now, right? Therefore, understanding the disadvantages of your anger, your attachments, your ignorance. The ignorance, there are variety types of the ignorance. You can go many different layers. One of the very popular ignorance to the modern age is for them successful life, happiest life, which means become a rich, become a powerful person, become a famous, right? Your position, your power, your money, your physical materials, these are the only happiness, that wrong perception they have. To have them, this is the happiness. That's called successful life. What is your dream? My dream is become famous. My dream is become rich, my dream is become blah, 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 or whatever these things. All of this, when you look at, these the material things. That's the majority people believe. We believe that, right? Therefore, we put all our effort is for sake of that. What you study, right? Years and years you spend the money to study to become a that, right? Then when you finish the study, you put your effort to work hard to get these things, right? But if this is true happiness, then we should think, okay, for instance, become a famous. If this is the true happiness, then all the famous people should be one of the happiest in this planet. Right? But it is not. The many celebrities ended up with a drugs issue. Some unfortunately commit suicide, right? Suicide doesn't mean the person who have no food, no money, the many of them have quite good money, quite good job, and some of them really, famous, right? And they ended up with the drugs addiction, then overdose, then gone the life. So what that means? So we should sit and think, do these people know about these drugs will kill them? Of course. Right there, everybody knows this is not good for you. Why are they taking this? If this is not good, why are you doing this? I become addicted. Why are you addicted? Why you first time take it? I'm stressed. I'm depressed. I'm worried. So they have mental issue. Even they don't need to worry about money. They have famous. There are lots of followers. You think, oh, what kind of worry they have, right? But you do not know that. This mental problem is not about external how much you have. It's the inside, the attachment, greeds. When you do not have any money, you say, oh, become a millionaire. It's my goal. When you become a millionaire, you still feel you are not enough. I have to be billionaire, right? When you become a billionaire, after they change, you're still not satisfied. I have to be trillionaires. Then I don't know how many numbers around there. You can keep going. Right? Even possible, you become a king of this world, right? Are you now happy? Still not. We need to control this planet, that planet, what's going on there. So there's this kind of things there. As long as this greed, attachment's there, what they're going to do, it's something inside there that creates you the pain. When we say suffering or poor is not only external things, it's the mental things. You want something, you do not have them. That's why you suffer, right? Suffering of not having is called suffering or poor. So that suffering comes from where? Attachment. So even you have one car, you want to have two cars. So if you do not have two cars, you always suffer of not having two cars. So you're experiencing suffering. Even you have a car, but you're not happy. You suffer because of not having another car. So that comes from where? Attachments. It's a very tricky. You suffer, but you do not know the suffering why. That's how these destructive emotions, how deep, how difficult to understand. Therefore, majority people today, we suffer, because of these destructive emotions. As long as destructive emotions are growing, these three poison mind is increased, our suffering will increase. Doesn't matter our external material, how much is developed. Doesn't matter. Human suffers never ended. You don't need to look like this. You look yourself. In you, when you do not have any house, homeless, your mind is thinking, just I have one simple room. That's my dream, right? Suffering of not having that one room, you always suffer. You work hard, you get little house. First, you are very happy, right? And that happiness remain there? Not. It will change. Slowly, say, oh, I need kitchen separately. Now you're thinking always again. Even you have house, you enjoy it, but the one part of your mind suffering of not having separate kitchen, right? Then you put it one kitchen. You got it. Now you're happy first, of course. Slowly, or suffering of not having living room, then dining room, then guest room. It can go, keep going, same. The mental pain is still same there. You have them, you do not have them, same sometime. You are getting more, you suffer becoming more bigger way. Some simple life, they are very simple. Mentally, not that much pressure they have. Some very rich people, mentally they have so much suffering. When you just sit with them, talk with them, after 10 minutes, you can see how much pain inside there because of the greed, because of these attachments. So this poison mind is actually destroying you. Doesn't matter how fancy dress you wear, how fancy house you have, inside is burning. Inside is burning. Then what's the point to have these things, right? These are the three poison minds. So therefore the people who influencing you every time about attachment, anger, ignorance, this influence, living with those people, result, your three poison minds will becoming stronger, increase you. Then slowly, what they're going to do? You have something more worry. You can end it up with so much fear, worry constantly, fear, all kind of mental issues will increase. You can check it. It's very interesting. That's why sometimes when you look at the little babies, they're very happy, right? Then the adult parents have more independence, more money, they have everything, but they so much suffer mentally. This baby and this parent, the same house, they live with absolutely same thing. This baby is completely peaceful, happy, sleeping, everything. The parents side so much struggles, right? It's mental issues. It's mental issue. And these mental issue, of course, you have awareness, you know many things which is baby do not know. That's the one aspect. But another main thing is your attachment, your anger, your jealousy, your three poison mind is there. When you know more things, sometimes these things going to create us to more fear because this attachment is already there. Right? For instance, one person make a rumor to the parents, to the baby, whole family, they make a rumors. This baby and these young kids, even they know, they say this rumor, mentally not that much fear, not that much worry. The parent side is so much worry, so much fear. They put too much rumor in society, society will look down to me, all kind of these things, right? Why you have this? One thing is you know society what we're going to do. But that's not only. Mainly you attach to your reputation. You have so much attached to your fame, your names, your reputation. That's why now you know, oh, this society will put down to me. They will do this, they will do this. Then you have fear, worries. Even their children have exactly the same, but the children have no problems mentally, right? So these are deeper level. These three poison minds are the one. I'm talking in this life, how much it hurts you. Now when we go to the Buddhist, we believe in not only one life, we believe in there are many lives in the future, right? So these destructive emotions, what they're going to do, they accumulate karma, actions, wrong actions. Each of those karma, what they're going to do, it creates suffering, not only this life, even in next lives. So these destructive emotions are the most danger. It can hurt this life, it can hurt for our next life. So therefore, it is saying, when you keep the company, the person who increase your three poison minds, that's danger. Stay away with them. Stay away doesn't mean don't talk to them or something. Make sure it's not get their influence to you, right? You have something blocking things there. It's not physically talk. Sometimes we've become very friend, we fully rely on them easily to influence us. So that's why, this can influence too much anger to me, too much attached, too much greed. So I have to stay away with this. These kind of environments helps for your practice. For your practice, the dharma, which means helps to reduce your destructive emotion. That's called practicing dharma, right? Practicing Buddha dharma doesn't mean I pray, I do this, I go to the temple. Not only that. Main practice in Buddha dharma means practice of change your mind, change your anger, hatred into love, compassion. Practice of your your violent, non-virtuous action to virtuous action. Right? That's called practicing Buddha dharma. So therefore, these are the bad influence. You need to stay away. Your activities of hearing, thinking, meditating, declining. So your activities of listening the dharma, listening these teachings, right? Hearing, so instruction, thinking about this philosophy, these important teachings, Buddha dharma. Then upon their meditating, meditate to overcome your anger, to change your mind. These things are declining. Today you don't need to meditate, rather we go to the bar, drink and enjoy it, right? Take you there, slowly 1 time, 2 times, right? So these are the people, slowly, it's declining your practice of study, thinking, meditation on dharma, change. These are obstructing you, declining you. You're taking to the different paths. So it's just enjoy it, drink, party. I'm not sure what kind of other enjoy things you have, but this I know, drink and party, and maybe there may be other things. So you take your life into there, and slowly, less understanding or study about dealing with your behavior, your negative emotion. So not knowing any of these things, not interesting on these things, you're becoming more interested about just materialistic things. If these things really makes happy, of course, that's the purpose of life. But these are just temporary. Problem is that temporary. At the front of you looks like happy, enjoy, but the deeper there is very danger. It's completely destroying you. So, but we do not know, right? That kind of ignorance which we have, so they can easily take you there. So the things which disturbs your dharma activity, hearing, listening the dharma, thinking about these teachings and meditating, so these are declining and obstructing. These are the people called bad influence. So we need to stay away. And they make you lose your love and compassions. So the people, somebody influence you to, before you are a more loving person, more compassionate, thinking about the society, thinking about the others' benefit. And there are some people there, don't think about others. You have to do yourself. Don't think. So bad influence, become more selfish person, become more angry person, becoming more liar, all kind of take advantages from other people. They think they are very smart. That's how today they're thinking. When you lie to the people, when you take advantage from the people, they think this is very smart people. But actually it is not. It is not, of course not. These are the one I mentioned earlier. These kind of action slowly, completely ruining those peoples. Completely ruins, right? So you treat to the dog to fight to something else, makes your dog very strong to fight. To some country they teach the training to the dog, right, to fight and kill whatever things. You train that eventually that dog behave like that, they will treat you and your family something big mistake, right? Sometimes people hold the weapons, guns and something for sake of protection. Somehow they're going wrong, they kill themselves, right? They have many problems like these things. So that's why here it is saying here is, make lost your love and compassion. Your love, your sincere wish others be happy, love. Your sincere wish others be free from suffering, sense of care the others' well-being. Right? These kind of mind actually make that person so happy. Very nice person, happy person. So when the person becoming good habit, very nice person, that person wherever stays, wherever they live, whole environments become harmony. Relationship become very good, their friendship, everything's good, right? So now here the person say, don't be love to other, don't be do this is, you will lose your everything. You have to be tough yourself. You have to be do this, you have to do that. So completely change. Eventually ended up this person become one of the most liar. And that turned that. So these are the people we call bad friends, bad influence. It changed not only surface, change from your bottom level. Your mind is completely changing into the negative. So remain with too much angry, always be lying. You lie 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, it's become habit, right? When you lie too much, what they're going to do? Then people will not believe you. People will not trust you, right? When they not trust you, what's they going to do? Your relationship is completely ruined. Relationship is based on trust. If they do not have trust, relationship is nothing. It's money relationship, political relationship, that's not good, right? Physical appearance and real two-side, that's not good. It's very painful. So relationship builds based on trust. Trust comes with the honest, right? So just lying 1 time, 2 times, slowly, that become your habit. Eventually you will lose your family. People will not trust to you. People will not believe to you. Then you ended up with a loneliness. That's how they become. So that's why here, make you lost your love, your compassion, like these things, it at the moment looks like when you lie them, maybe you get some money, you get something, right? In people when they work, they're doing what you call the drama, each other's and try to get something here, there. So for the temporary, it looks like work. But for the long term, of course not. From the Buddhist perspective, we believe the karma, right? Karma is the one give you result. So when you dishonest, whatever you play the games, all this lying, drama you do, each of these action when you do it, you accumulate karma, actions. And these karma definitely either this life, either next life, next life. One day it will ripen. When they ripen these things, it's much worse than at the moment. We call magnification karma. One little karma can create you years of suffering. Sometimes it may be difficult to believe. But here, give you one example. Put you one apple seed. It's just small seed, right? That seed has a potential to create thousands of apples, right? It's just one seed. But that seed has power, potential to create thousands of apples, right? You plant that seed. After that seed brings one apple tree. These apple trees brings thousands of apples, right? Next year, again thousands of apples. So years and years, all of these come from that little seed. So showing, is called law of causality, law of karma. So one little causes has huge power to create huge, big result. Is karma is same like that. So as a Buddhist who understanding the law of karma, then they become really honest person. And even people take advantages of everything, it never feel some kind of sad. Because they know the karma will ripen. Okay, you can take it right now, but you will get it after that. It doesn't matter. You take right now, after you will going to get problems again, back. So that's why understanding of this, how the cause and effect, how it's work, relationship between cause and effect. We can learn from external things. One little seed can create this. Or similarly, mental things, right? Invisible causes, the mental causes, karmas, can create mental pain, can create many others, same like problems. So through understanding on these things, then stay away with the people who influence you too much liar, too much doing this, in the modern, I'm not sure in the modern world, maybe think this is the smart guy who can make lots of money, who can become blah, 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 because can lie. He know how to lie them. He know how to steal them. They think it might be really smart, But from this side, when you look, this is one of the danger behaves. So when you influence with these kind of environment, it will ruin your life. Right? Point is, what that main point is, living with these people, it's increased you too much greed, too much attachment, too much anger, too much destructive emotion. It ruins your mind, make completely dirty. Then these people, your physical actions also becoming very negative, very, very wrong behaves. You ended up that kind of influence. So when your mind is bad, your physical action is bad, you ended up your livelihood, your way of your lifestyle turn into very negative, rather wrong place. So if this is the case, then you have to stay away with those people, right? So that's called the bad friends. Bad friends means the friends who influence like this way. Right? So these kind of friends everywhere. One of the master was saying, we call what you call devil, rather devil. Devil doesn't mean to have a scary horns and eye and what do you call those long teeth? What do you call? Fangs? Yeah. It's not like that. Devil means the person smiling, makes you happy, all kind of makes you something. That comes. And ended up where they take you. You ended up, you become drugs addiction, you become smoker, whatever now. stealing, or you ended up with a very bad place, right? For the mundane talking about. For the spiritual, from the Buddhist perspective, right? Devil means the person who takes you completely non-practitioners, right? You ended up with a materialistic life. Your life ended up with a materialistic, always looking about what kind of dress, always. So sometimes even you go to the temple, we are in the temple now, right? We come here for spiritual. But these people, you sit with them, they will talk about what kind of ornaments. These people have this business, that people, they're gossiping in the temple. So they learn so many things from the temple about materialistic, all about that. But they go to the temple, actually is supposed to be, right, to focus the mind, the change. Instead of changing that, it becomes more attachment, more greeds. When they come to the temple, they look, oh, this person wear this kind of gold. Oh, this person wear this dress, this. So even you go to the temple, looks like I'm going to the place to show what I wear, what I have this. This, completely wrong place. The other students, when they come, they also get wrong information because they're competing now, right? And yourself, you go to the temple for showing, I'm rich, I'm blah, blah, blah. So you go there to increase more attachments, more arrogance. You influence the other followers, same that way. That's called the wrong friends. So devil doesn't mean something like these things. The devil means these are the people. Slowly influence you to the becoming more materialistic. Materialistic, which means just material, that's all. We don't need anything. As long as you are rich, you don't care about anything. You can steal, you can lie, you can chop these people, whatever you wanted. That kind of behavior, right? Sometimes you say, okay, this right now, we have jackets and bags or something. I say, oh, this animal skin is expensive, blah, blah, blah. Then as long as I have to have this skin, I don't care about this animal. I can cut it, I can chop it, don't care. So that kind of what you call the not care about others, right? Harmful intents. So these kind of behavior, when you're so much attached to the materialistic, my, me, slowly, these kind of actions or kind of behave will less care to the others. So when you have less care to the other, then it started all the violent behaves. Then result is when you harm to the other people, result you will be suffer. Simple logic Buddha saying, I mentioned earlier, the philosophy, everything's that depend on each others. Everything exists, depends something else. Right? You cannot exist by yourself. That's how the things exist. Everything exists dependently, interconnected. So therefore, our happiness depends on others. If you destroy other, what's it going to do? You will be suffer because your happiness depends on them, right? Like for instance, as human beings, right? Our health is dependent on our environment, right? If you destroy the environment, what is going to do? We will be suffer. All the disease, global warming, all kind of natural disaster, all kind of suffering today these generations are experiencing, maybe next getting worse. Why? We're destroying environment. Why are you destroying environment? Because of our greed. That's how it is. Our attachment, our greeds. I need this, I need that. So cut it, destroy that, as long as what you needed. So it's short-sight seeing, it's damaging so much, then when they ended up, the result come, it's very difficult to cure. Because this kind of pain comes from many centuries, right? Many years. So that type of the actions, it's coming from deeper level, self-centered, too much greed, too much attachments. Therefore, these kind of negative emotions are the one creating all this problem. Therefore, the people who influence you like these things, you have to stay away with them. And that helps your practice go much better way. You surrounding with those people, you associate with those people, too much materialistic or like that, then your practice never comes successful. It's always your one part of minds go that way, take you there. Because practice, which means we're looking inside to deal, to overcome your destructive emotion. We antidoting to them. So now you have not that much interest in internal level. Internal quality, not that much interest. It's become more external things. Our mind shifted. So when you become more exciting to external thing, you put your thoughts, your energy, your everything is for sake of external. So you don't have time to do the practice. That's how he obstructs you. So therefore this stanza, they're saying like, give up bad friends. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. So the bodhisattvas practitioners always stay away with the bad friends. It is saying even the elephant, the mad elephant, right? Mad, the stupid or more crazy elephants. When the crazy elephant comes, everybody run, scared. We're going to kill you, right? Bodhisattvas, what they're doing, if the crazy elephant or these bad friends, they're more scared to the bad friend than crazy elephant. Because these beings not only kill this life, it can use your next life also. Elephant, how bad it can kill one life. Next life you can still do good things. These bad friends, not only one life, it really destroy your even next lives. So they're always more scared than bad friends, elephant than bad friends. So therefore, here he says, stay away with giving up your bad friends. This is the practice of bodhisattva. Okay, so today I'm going to stop here. Only one stanza finished. So whatever we accumulate merits to learn from this stanza, you should try to implement in this week, every day, right? You should be aware that people, the bad friends, they're influencing this, or I have to stay away. Stay away doesn't mean you fight to them. That doesn't mean that, right? You just mentally not that much open to influence you. Physically, some situation, you have to talk with them, you have to work with them, you have to do with things, right? That's in your job or whatever. But not mentally, I fully rely on them. That kind of, things you need to cut. So you have to be very carefully. These things, these are all mental things. It's not talking about that much external things. External certain situation, you have to stay and talk with them, in specific person who you are working, right? You have to, but that friendly like that, but not make sure I not get their influence to me. That you need to carefully. So you should learn these things in your day-to-day life. Make sure you're checking, okay, after I got what kind of influence you're getting with them, or that's how you know. That's how you have to make yourself disciplined. That's important. Okay, so finally we're going to recite the Mane mantra, the mantra of compassion. So specific, during this, reciting this mantra, we should dedicate to general entire sentient beings. Every beings are suffer by these three poison minds. But specific during the wartime, right now is too much war there. So there are many victims, many people mentally they may have lots of pain, suffering. So we should really wish all of them be free from suffering. Wish everybody, or not one side, everybody's, some of them physical wounded, some of them mentally, too much anger, too much hatred, they also suffer. So you wish every beings be free from these pains and sufferings. So during the recitation, the mantra, you should meditate. Om mani padme hum, 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 Om mani padme hum. And thus, honorable, compassionate gurus, we seek your blessings that all karmic debts, obstacles, and sufferings of mother beings may be without exception wrapping upon us right now, and that may give our happiness and virtues to others, and thereby invest all beings in bliss. And thus, honorable, compassionate gurus, we seek your blessings that all karmic debts, obstacles, and suffering of mother beings may be without exception wrapping upon us right now, and that we may give our happiness and virtues to others, and thereby invest all beings in bliss. Oi te ai nai ji ai zi, lai mai tu ji, che mai ju tu, ve ti ti ai tu, nghe ma lu ai ta da lai mi pa ta da ji ai ti ji shin lai ta wa yi trôi quyên đề ta đề bara chi ki lôi trôi quyên đề ta đề bara chi ki Chanjo semjo rinpoche ma che pa nam ki chuj ke ba nyam ba me pa yang kong ne kong do pewa sho. May the precious and sublime bodhicitta not yet born be born, and that which has been born not decline but increase forever. Okay, so there is a mandala doing at one of the Vietnamese temple down there. You can find it out, this advertisement. I don't know the name of that Vietnamese temple. So some of you may do not know that. If you want to see that mandala, the sand painting, we have here one. This is also sand painting. This one, they preserve it, so it make a heart. Usually it's very weak, easily blow up. So right now the monks are doing this mandala at one of the temple. So if you want to see, go there to this is specific the Compassion Buddha mandala. So wants to receive, wants to get the blessing, you can go watch, that during this mandala day. I think every morning around 11 o'clock to 5, 6 o'clock evening they're doing this. And then tomorrow they also have Buddha of Compassion, prayer, chanting, meditation with the monks. So if you want to join there, everybody welcome. Okay, thank you.